The story begins in 1940 during the height of the Birmingham Blitz. German planes are bombing the city and the world is at war. However, Tommy Shelby is nowhere to be found. He lives in total isolation in a remote mansion. He spends his days writing his autobiography, which he titles The Immortal Man. He is haunted by the past, specifically visions of his daughter Ruby and the memory of his brother Arthur. Early in the film, a major secret is revealed. Arthur Shelby is dead. It is widely believed he committed suicide years ago, but the truth is much darker. Tommy eventually confesses that he killed Arthur himself. Arthur had become too unstable and dangerous due to his opium addiction, and Tommy felt he had to end his brother's suffering to protect the family. This guilt is the main reason Tommy has stayed hidden from the world. While Tommy is in hiding, the Peaky Blinders are led by his son, Duke Shelby. Under Duke's leadership, the gang has become reckless and disorganized. Duke is not the strategist his father was. He has secretly made a deal with a man named John Beckett, a ruthless agent working for Nazi Germany. Beckett's plan is called Operation Bernhard. The Nazis have printed millions of pounds of high-quality counterfeit British money. Their goal is to flood the UK economy with this fake cash to cause a total financial collapse. To do this, they need the Peaky Blinders smuggling networks to distribute the money across the country. Duke, seeking power and wanting to step out of his father's shadow, agrees to help the Nazis, not fully realizing the damage he is causing to his country. Ada Thorne, Tommy's sister and a member of parliament, is the only one trying to hold the family and the city together. She discovers that Duke is working with Beckett and realizes the Peaky Blinders are being used by the Nazis. She gathers evidence of a weapons raid Duke led and prepares to take it to the authorities. When Beckett finds out Ada knows too much, he orders Duke to kill his own aunt to prove his loyalty. Duke confronts Ada but cannot bring himself to pull the trigger because of their family bond. Beckett, who anticipated this weakness, appears and murders Ada himself. This is the turning point of the movie. News of Ada's death finally reaches Tommy in his isolation. The loss of his sister, the last moral pillar of the family, forces Tommy to return to Birmingham. Tommy arrives in a war-torn Birmingham and immediately takes control. He meets with Duke and, instead of killing him for his betrayal, he humbles him. Tommy reveals the true nature of the Nazi plot and shows Duke that Beckett is simply using him. Duke, feeling deep regret for Ada's death, chooses to side with his father. Tommy gathers his old allies, including Johnny Dogs, Charlie Strong, and the dock boss Hayton Stagg. He learns that the counterfeit money is being held in a massive warehouse at the Liverpool docks, guarded by Nazi mercenaries. Tommy knows that to win, he must use the same tactics he used as a soldier in World War I. The climax takes place at midnight in Liverpool. Tommy splits his forces. Duke and the Peaky Blinders travel by boat to draw the mercenaries into a trap. Meanwhile, Tommy goes underground. He enters a system of disused tunnels beneath the docks. This sequence is intense as Tommy struggles with his PTSD while digging through the mud to get behind enemy lines. On the surface, Duke leads the mercenaries to believe he is still on their side, only to trigger a massive explosion that destroys the Nazi reinforcements. Beneath the warehouse, Tommy emerges from the tunnels and confronts Beckett. After a brutal shootout, Tommy uses landmines to incinerate the crates of counterfeit money. The explosion destroys the fake currency, saving the British economy, but the warehouse begins to collapse. In the burning ruins, Tommy and Beckett have a final confrontation. Tommy is badly wounded but manages to kill Beckett, avenging Ada. However, Tommy knows he cannot survive his injuries. Duke finds his father. In a very emotional scene, Tommy asks Duke to finish it. He tells his son that he is tired of living and wants to finally be at peace with Arthur, Polly, and Ruby. He tells Duke, "You'd do it for a horse," referencing their gypsy traditions. Duke, finally accepting his role as the new leader, grants his father's wish. He shoots Tommy in the chest as Tommy recites the first line of the poem in the bleak midwinter. The movie ends with a traditional gypsy funeral for Tommy Shelby. The Peaky Blinders gather to watch his funeral wagon burn. Duke is now the Ram Barrow, the Gypsy King, and the official leader of the gang.